Hello friends, welcome to my channel Learning Hub. In this channel, I will start a new segment. In this segment, I will discuss about different important topics which will be very important for any type of competitive exams. So, request to friend, please subscribe my channel, please like and comment and about this to get the new videos. Okay, so let's start our today's topic. So today our topic is the biodiversity of India. It is very important topic and you get multiple questions from this biodiversity of India. Okay, so let's start. So before we start about this let's see what are the points we're going to discuss. There are the 9 points we're going to discuss in this topic. That is, the first one is the biodiversity of India. Second one is biodiversity conservation. Third one is the classification of biodiversity of India. Fourth one is the biogeographic regions and provenance of India. Fifth one is different categories of existing plants and animal species. Sixth one is what are the different reserves, protected and unclassified forests, and what are these? And seventh one is the nature reserves of India. Eighth one is the national and international bodies acts and protocol during the biodiversity environment. And last one is the environmental movements of India. So in this video I will going to cover first 4 points. Okay, so let's start. So what is the biodiversity of India? India is one of the recognized mega diverse countries of the world, with 2.4% of the land area accounting for 7 to 8% of the species of the world, including about 1 lakh species of animals and 47,000 species of plants, which spread across different national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserves, etc. Okay, so as the India is a mega diverse country and there is many type of species of animals, plants, and that will be spread across the in the different national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserves, etc. Okay. So there are about 47,000 species of plants, which is about 7% of world's total. These 700 species of plants, actually the total 7% of the total, about 33% of these are endemic. So endemic means that it is particular in that region only. Okay. There are 15,000 flowering plants, which is 6% of the world's total. Roughly 1500 plant species are endangered. Endangered means that it is near to extinct. Okay, if we not reserve these 1500 plants properly, then it will be completely extinct. There are 1 lakh, approx 1 lakh animal species representing about 6.5% of the world's fauna. These include 60,000 insect species, almost approx 2,500 species, 1,230 bird species, 372 mammals, or 440 reptiles, and 200 amphibians, with largest concentration in Western Ghats. So, about these species, different species of insects, bird, mammal, fish, reptiles, there is a large concentration will be found in the Western Ghat area. So Western Ghat invented the southern part of India in the Nilgiri and Namalai in this region. Livestock diversity is high. There are 400 breeds of sheep, 27 of cattle, and 22 of goats. Species of goats are found in India. Okay. It has also globally important population of some of Asia's rarest animals, such as the Bengal fox, Asiatic cheetah, marble cat, Asiatic lion, Indian elephant, Asiatic wild ass, Indian rhinoceros, markhor, gaur, wild Asiatic water buffalo, etc. Okay. So these about the biodiversity of India. So now this biodiversity of India, now why you require this biodiversity conservation? Next point is the biodiversity conservation. So generally biodiversity conservation we can classify into 2 parts. That is, one is the in situ, or you can say the on-site, and another is an ex situ or the off-site. So let's see what about this in situ or the ex situ means. So first one is that when we conserve and protect the whole ecosystem, its biodiversity at all levels are protected. That is, it is on-site conservation of genetic resources in natural population of plants or animal species. Example, we save the entire forest to save the tiger. This approach is called the in situ conservation. So it is something is like that. To save a natural population of plant and animal species, we cannot only save that particular animal species or the natural or the animal plant species. To save this, conserve the genetic resource of these plants or animal species, we conserve the whole the ecosystem, whole the forest. So that is called the in situ conservation. So what are the different type of in situ conservations are? That is the biosphere reserves, national parks, sanctuaries, reserve forests, protected forest, and nature reservoirs. Okay, these are the called the in situ conservation. And what about the ex situ conservation? That is when there are situations where an animal or plant is endangered or threatened and needs urgent measure to save it from the extinction. Ex situ conservation is the desirable approach. That is, threatened animal and plants are taken out from their natural habitat and placed in special settings where they can be protected and given special care. What about this means that, see, in situ conservation, we save the plant species or animal species in a ecosystem. Okay, in a biosphere reserves or national parks, wildlife sanctuaries. But in somehow, maybe for the diseases or the climate or the or any type of natural hazards or any man-made poaching or anyhow, if that particular some particular species can be endangered and can be extended, to save that particular species and particular species, that will be taken out from their natural habitat and kept in a special area where they can extend, they can save for their future purpose. So these are called the ex situ conservation. So what are the conservations are? That are the zoological parks, botanical garden, wildlife safari parks, seed banks are there, etc. So now we see the what are the benefits of biodiversity conservation. Conservation of biological diversity leads to conservation of essential ecological diversity to preserve the continuity of food chains. So, if we do not conserve the biological diversity, the food chain, we know the food chain. Food chain is that there is a continuous process between a very variable type of plants, animals. So, if this if this conservation, if we not biological diversity, if we not conserved, we cannot conserve this biological diversity, that food chain can be break. And if the food chain is break, the upper part or the lower part, the plants or animal species can be endangered. Second one is that the genetic diversity of plants and animals is preserved. It ensures the sustainable utilization of life support systems on the earth. Sustainable utilization of life support systems on the earth. It provides a vast knowledge of potential use to the community. When we preserve this, conserve this the biodiversity, when we conserve the biodiversity, ecological diversity, so from there we can know what about the different potential use, and that will be helpful to the community. A reservoir of wild animals and plants is preserved, thus enabling them to be introduced if needed be in the surrounding areas. Okay, last one is that biodiversity conservation assures sustainable utilization of potential resources. Okay, these are the benefits of the biodiversity conservation. Okay, next one is the classification of biodiversity in India. So, in India, it represents two realms, 5 biomes, 10 biographic zones, 25 biogeographic provinces. Now, what are these realms, biomes, biogeographic zones, and provinces are there? Let's see. So, first is the realms. So, what do we call the realms? Realms is that Biogeographic realms are large spatial regions within which ecosystems share a broadly similar biota. Biota, what is the means of biota? Biota is the animal and plant life of a particular region. So it means that in a particular realms, it is the plants or animals, whatever the different species there, they can share the same type of that particular ecosystem can share the same type of species for that particular region. So the Indian region is composed of two realms. They are the Himalaya region represented by Palearctic realm and the rest of the subcontinent represented by Malayan region. So what are these? So if you see in the India, this is the Himalaya region. Himalaya region is that this particular area, this particular area, and here in the eastern region, that is Bhutan, in the you can see the Sikkim part and the Assam, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, this region, and the upper Uttarakhand, Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, these regions are the is called the Palearctic region, and the rest of the region is the Indo-Malayan region, or the you can say the Malayan realm. Okay, so these are the two realms of India. Next one is that biomes of India. What are the biomes? The term biome means that the main group of plants and animals living in areas of certain climate patterns. Okay. So what it means that? So we can see that there are two realms, Palearctic realms and Malayan realms. Now, in this Palearctic realms, in some part, it will that there is a different climate. If we see in the northern part, in the northeast India, there is some there is a the climate, and you can see the eastern northeast region, that is part of the Sikkim, Darjeeling, Arunachal Pradesh, parts of Assam, and these are the there is some type of climate uh, changes. Okay, there is climate differences. So based on this climate differences, some particular group of plants are living in that particular area. So that is called the biomes. It includes the way in which animal, vegetarian, and soil interact together. The plant and animals of this area have adapted to the environment. Okay. So in India, there are five in the base of these climate patterns. There are five biomes within these two realms. What are they? There is a tropical evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, tropical thorn forest and scrubs, montane forest, and lottery and swamp forest. So let's see what are these things. So first is the tropical evergreen forest. It will found in the western slope of Western Ghat region, hills of Northeast region, and Andaman Nicobar Island. So these type of forests are found in warm and humid area, which means the annual temperature above 22 degrees centigrade and heavy rainfall more than 200 centimeter. Okay. Trees in this forest are dense, tall, and very green. Tropical evergreen forests are well stratified with layers closer to the ground, and are covered with shrubs and creepers, with short structured trees followed by tall variety of trees. So here the tropical evergreen forest, if we see from ground to here, so from here you find that shrubs, creepers, and then the small trees and up to these trees. So in this region, trees is not more than, it is not more than 6 meter. So here trees are not higher than the 6 meters. There is no definite time for trees to shed their leaves, following flowering and fruition. So why? Because these are the evergreen. So there is the definite time for trees to shed their leaves, flowering and fruition. There are three types of evergreen forest found in India. There is a tropical wet evergreen forest, which is found in Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Andaman Nicobar. Tropical semi-evergreen forest found at Assam, Nagaland, Kerala, Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, and Andaman Nicobar. And the tropical semi-evergreen dry, it is dry. It is the dry evergreen forest. It is found in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So these are the tropical evergreen forests. So and this rosewood, mahogany, piney, white cedar, hillock, kale, are etc. are the different type of trees found in this type of forest. Next one is the tropical deciduous forest. Tropical deciduous forest, these are spread over the region which receives annual rainfall of 70 to 200 centimeter. Okay, these are also called the monsoon forests. Trees shed their leaves during dry winter and dry summer due to the lack of moisture. On the basis of the rainfall received, these forests are further divided into two types. One is the moist deciduous forest. The moist deciduous forests are more pronounced in the regions which record rainfall between 100 to 200 centimeters. These forests are found in the northeastern region states along with the foothills of Himalayas, eastern slope of Western Ghats and Odisha. Teak, sal, sisam, pura, mahua, amla, shemul, kusum, and sandalwood, etc. are the main species of this type of forest. Second one is the most deciduous forest, moist deciduous forest. It covers vast areas of the country where rainfall ranges between 70 to 100 centimeters. These forests are found in rainer areas of the peninsula and the plains of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Tendu, Palash, Amlatas, Bale, Excelwood, etc. are the common types of trees of this forest. Okay. Third one is the tropical rainforest and shrubs. Tropical rainforest shrub occurs in the area which deserve rainfall less than 70 centimeter. It consists of variety of grasses and shrubs. In this forest, plants remain leafless for most part of the year and give an expression of shrub vegetarian. Found in southeast Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh. Okay, different type of it also found. You can say these are the actually these type of fronds forests come you find in the semi-arid areas. Babul, bay, wild date palm, cacti, kejri, etc. are the different type of species, plant species in this region. Fourth one is the mountain forest. So, what about this mountain forest? Mountain forests are ecosystems which refers to an ecosystem found in mountains. Okay, so mountain forest ecosystem which refer an ecosystem, mountain forest ecosystem actually found in the mountains. In this region, the decrease in temperature with increase in altitude leads to the corresponding change in the natural vegetation. So we know that in mountain that temperature decreases with increase in the altitude, and for that reason, due to the change of climate, the natural vegetation type of natural vegetation also change. So it can be classified into two types actually mountain forest, that is northern mountain forest and the southern mountain forest, where below types are mountain forests are found. First one is the mountain wet temperature forest. Mountain wet temperature forest glows at a height of 1800 to 300 meter above sea level with mean annual rainfall 200 centimeter and mean annual temperature is about 11 degree centigrade to 14 degree centigrade. Okay, you have to remember this one. These are the very these points are very important because you can got MCQ question from this region, from this type of topic. It is found in eastern Himalayan region, include West Bengal, Assam, Sikkim, Nagaland, and Arunachal Pradesh, and in south it is found in parts of Nagaland, Nilgiri Hills, and Kerala. These are close to evergreen forest in which the trees are mostly short and branchy. Broadleaf oak and chestnut trees are predominant in this forest. Second one is that mountain moist and dry temperature forest with grasslands. It is found at a height of 1500 to 300 meters with mean annual rainfall from 150 to 200 to 50 centimeters. Mostly found in southern slope of Himalayas, that is in Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh. This type of forest contains coniferous trees like pine, deodar, silver fir, cedar, oak, maple, etc. Coniferous means that its flower is type of cone. Okay. Alpine forest found at a high altitude, generally greater than 3600 meter above sea level, with mean annual rainfall less than 100 centimeter. The alpine and sub-alpine forests are found in Arunachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, and Jammu Kashmir. Silver fir, junipers, pine, rhododendrons are the common trees in this region. Okay. Last one is that are the littoral and swamp forest. So littoral and swamp forest, it is like a mangrove forest. It is situated on the shore of sea or a lake or an area of low-lying uncultivated ground. And the main type of trees you can find in these areas are the Sundari, Goran, Rhizophora, palm, coconut, Keora, etc. Okay, so these are the classification biodiversity of the India in the 5 biomes. These are 5 biomes. Now we can see what about the 10 biogeographic zones. So before we go for the 10 biogeographic zones, we are now going to discuss one important point, that is what is ecotone. So what is ecotone? Ecotone is that an ecotone is an area that acts as a boundary or a transition between two ecosystems. So what does mean that? See, suppose this is an evergreen forest and this is the deciduous forest. So between this area, there is a transition, or you can say there is a buffer zone, that is called the ecotone. This transition between two ecosystems is called the ecotone. Okay, so ecotone are of a great environmental importance because this area is a transition between two ecosystems of or biomes. It is natural that it contains a large variety of species of fauna and flora, as the area is sub-influenced by both the bordering ecosystems. Okay, so it will be the transition area between two ecosystems or biomes. Okay, and it is a large variety of species of fauna and flora you can find in this area. Ecotones can be natural or man-made. These ecotones you can be natural or man-made. For example, the ecotone between an agriculture field and a forest is a man-made one. Okay, so there is an ecotone. So between an agriculture field and forest is a man-made one, because see why you require this forest and agriculture, there is a ecotone, because see we do not want that the wild animals it will enter to the agricultural field or the community to uh, create some problem, or it will endanger for that particular wild animal also, but that will harmed by the man or the domestic cattle that can be harmed from that wild animal. So for that reason ecotone can be required between the agriculture field and the forest. They provide a comfortable habitat for the different organisms, that is by providing space for nesting for their animals who roam here and there in search of food or a place for a nest. Okay, they act as a bridge or mode of transportation of gene flow from one population to another as they show larger genetic diversity. Ecotones are also a sensitive indicator of global climate change. A shifting of boundaries between ecosystems is thought to be due to climate change. So scientists and environmentalists are studying ecotones with greater interest now. Examples of ecotones include marshlands between dry and wet ecosystem, mangrove forests between terrestrial and marine ecosystems, grassland between desert and forest, estuaries between saltwater and freshwater. Mountain range can also create ecotones due to change in the climate condition and the slope. So this you see in this picture, that is this is the deciduous forest, this area, and these are the grassland, and between these are the grassland and forest ecotone. Okay. Okay, now we see the biogeographic regions and provenance of India. So in India there are 10 biogeographic zones, and there are in every biogeographic zone there is some biogeographic provenance. So I can put here what are the things that is a biogeographic Trans Himalaya. It will provenance of the Himalaya Ladakh mountains, Himalaya Tibetan plateau, Trans Himalayan Sikkim. It will be part of this 5.6% of the total geographic area of the India, this biogeographic zone. And characteristic fauna is the biggest population of wild sheep and goat of the world, and other rare fauna includes snow leopard and the migratory black-necked crane. Okay, so these are the characteristic fauna of this Trans-Himalaya region. The Himalaya, in Himalaya there are 4 biogeographic prominence. These are Himalaya, Northwest Himalaya, West Himalaya, Central Himalaya, and the East Himalaya. That is contribute to 6.4%, 41% of the total geographic area of the geographic area of the India. Characteristic fauna are diverse habitat for endangered species of biobirds such as varal, ibex, markhor, Himalayan thor, and teki. Other rare and endangered species restricted to the zone include angul, red deer endemic to Kashmir, and marks deer. So here you picture see that this is the first one. First one, you can see the first one. This is the angul, and this is the markhor. Okay. Indian desert, there is two parts, desert Thor and desert Kutch. It will cover 6.5% of the total geographical area of India. Endangered Asiatic wild ass, Asiatic desert cat, and the one of the world's largest breeding colonies of greater and lesser flamingos. You can see there is one. This is first one is the Asiatic wild cat, wild ass, and then is the Asiatic desert cat. Semi-arid region, it will be two parts. It is Punjab plains and Gujarat and Rajputana. This is about the 16.6% of the total geographical area of the India. The dominant grass and the palatable shrub layers in this zone support the highest wildlife biomass. Blackbuck, chorisinga, nilgai, and the gazelle and the carnivorous lion, cheetah now extinct. Cheetah is now extinct. Caracal, jackal, and wolf are the prominent characteristic fauna in this semi-arid region. Okay, see this is the 16.6%, is a huge part. It will cover this semi-arid region, this Punjab plains and Gujarat and Rajasthan. Western Ghats is it is two part. It is Malabar plains and Western Ghats mountains. It is about the 4% area of the geographical area of India. Significant species endemic to this region including Nilgiri langur, lion-tailed macaw, gizzard giant squirrel, Malabar civet, Nilgiri thor, and the Malabar grey hornbill. The Travancore tortoise and Kent turtle are the two endangered taxa restricted to small area in the Western Ghats. Okay. Next one is the Deccan Peninsula. Deccan Peninsula is the largest in the India, which will cover the largest area, geographical area in the India, that is the 42%. So it is divided into 5 parts, that is the Central Peninsula, Deccan Central, Chota Nagpur, Eastern Highland, Central Plateau, and Deccan South. Species found in this region are chital, sambar, nilgai, chorisinga, barking deer, goat, elephant. In Bihar, Odisha, and Karnataka, Tamil Nadu belts. In Bihar, Odisha, and Karnataka, Tamil Nadu belts. Wild buffalo in a small area at the junction of Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra, and the hard ground swamp deer now restricted to a single locality in the Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Gangetic plains, it is upper Gangetic plains and the lower Gangetic plains. It will cover 10.8% of the total geographic area of India. Fauna in this region are rhino, elephant, buffalo, swamp deer, hog deer, has-been hare, etc. Coast, it will be east and west coasts and Lakshadweep. It will cover 2.5% area, and wildlife of this zone include dungdon and humpback dolphin, of estuarine water, saltwater crocodile, and Batagor basket turtle of Sundarban estuary and Hawkshaw shell estuarine turtle of the Utkal Bengal coast. Okay. Northeast India, it is about Brahmaputra Valley and Northeast Hills. It is about the 5.2%. Typical fauna in this zone include rhinoceros, buffalo, elephant, swamp deer, hog deer, pygmy hog, spade deer, hornbill, and the waterfowl. In this is the main part is the rhinoceros, one horn rhinoceros. Island is Andaman and Nicobar. It is a 0.3%. Andaman mink, Nicobar macaw, Nicobar tree shrew, Narcodium hornbill, Nicobar pigeon, Andaman wood pigeon, Nicobar parakeet, marine turtle, fish, and the coral communities, dolphin and whales are the major characteristic fauna in this part. So, if you see that these are the total 10 biogeographic zones and the 25 biogeographic prominence, where the biggest or the largest biogeographic prominence is the Deccan Peninsula biogeographic zone, and the smallest one is the Andaman Nicobar Island. Okay, so in this region, and if we see, this will be classification in your prominence. This in the Indian map, you can find that these are the 25 prominence in in this map. Okay, so in this part, I will cover the first 4 points of this biodiversity of India. Next 3 part we will cover in the next video, and there is a separate video about the environmental movements and the different bodies, acts, and things. So friends, so I am let's finish this video. If you like, please like, subscribe my channel for more videos. And after completion of this topic, I will give practicing number of MCQs about this topic. Okay. So thank you, friends. We will see in the next video. Thank you.